what are you giving them back? I think what I'm giving them back, man, is what they've been waiting for. You know what I mean? Skills. What? Yeah. Just when things seem the same, and the whole scene is lame. I come and rain with the unexplained for the brain. Some things change, they strain the sling. I'm trained to bring king. History that I arranged, been regained by king thing. Go to practice with tactics, with attractions, theatrics. Women that look like actresses, status of Cleopatra's. Stacks of mathematics to feed your Asiatics. As I find out what the facts is for geographic. No time, the shit moves with boosters. Never mind what the total.
Bless up one and all, one and all, one and all. Welcome to the Troy Graham Experience. I am the aforementioned Troy Graham. So, I had something, just want to send blessings out to one and all, and thank you for coming and listening. But, I had something on my soul today, man. I had something on my soul. A lot of times as fans, we want to just see our fighters keep going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny. And the fact of the matter is, that's not possible because sometimes we forget that all fighters are humans. And the only fighter that will never lose, never in anything and never ages, time. No one can beat Father Time. Nobody. I don't care who you are. You will never defeat Father Time. And I truly believe that if you are a Wilder fan, if you are his loved ones, like his family members, and especially them LDBC, boys who claim that they love him and they're his kind, put him, get word, make him retire, man. Well, don't make him retire. Speak to the brother about putting retiring. And I'm not saying that to be an ass or you saying, oh, well, Troy, you a hater. You always been a hater. No, I've been objective this whole time. You all are just ridiculously to the fanatics, not to the real fans. You understand me? To the fanatics, you're a super sensitive and feminine. Super sensitive and feminine. Like this fool over here told Sugar Hill when in earshot of his children, while he was sitting at home and his children could hear, that he wanted him to burn up in a car fire because of what happened in the fight with Fury and Wilder. Wilder man's children was listening. And no, I'm not gonna let go of that because you're wicked for saying that. You should know better than that. I believe you're a father yourself, so you should know better than that, right? And you're a policeman. You're supposed to uphold the law, jackass. But anyway, if you're a real Wilder fan, don't take my word for it. Look at it. Listen to his own words. Look into how the man is speaking. The man is saying that yeah, I don't care if I die in the ring right now. This could be my last fight. I lost my uh, passion for this sport. And then he turns around and says, "I'm getting my passion back." You don't get your passion back once you lose it. Boxing is like boxing calls to you. You don't call to boxing. It really doesn't. It's really like being an addict. Once it gets in you, you can't pull away until your time is up. I remember I grew up with an addict. I grew up with an addict, but I was driving a gentleman home. He rented a car, and I was driving him home, and we were talking. This dude said he was an addict for like 20 years of his life. He was about 66 years old, right? Older brother. He was an addict, and he said, people say that it's a sickness. It's real. It starts out as a choice, and then it starts out as something that it go you. No one could No one could get you to go to rehab. No one could get you to do better. You have to do that when your soul is fully ready, right? But if you have loved ones around you that keep on uplift you, you won't go too far down. And this is what happened to him. He was eating out of trash cans, even though he had a home and a family. He was eating out of trash cans, and his grandbaby, his baby girl, his grandbaby, came around the corner and saw him about to eat out of a dumpster. And he was like, "Pop, Pop, what you doing? Why you eating out the dumpster, Pop Pop? Granny cook, why you eating out the dumpster, Pop Pop?" He was really searching for drugs, yeah. But then he said in the reflection, it was raining. So he looked down and saw his reflection in the puddle on the ground. He didn't even recognize himself. He said that's the first time he actually took the time to look at his own face in over 20 years. And he was disgusted by what he saw. And then he knew it was time for him to give it up. So he gave it up. Then, of course, it didn't come overnight, but he gave it up. And I feel that now is the time for Wilder to step away from boxing because, I mean, really, for where he came from and how he was handled, he did what he did. You know, can't take nothing away from him. He did what he did. He became a world champion, made millions, uh, made a name for himself. He has a beautiful family. You know, uh, the brother really don't have nothing else to prove to anybody. Nothing. What's up? What's up? What's up, Frankie Blanco? And what's up? He has nothing to prove to anyone, nobody. I mean, to stay on like this and then to have those fanatics who tell him, "Nah, you our king. Keep going, keep going." You stop that. Don't keep doing that to that man. Let him go rest. He don't deserve that. And I've been hard on him. I've been hard on him for this reason. I remember when he first came out of the Olympics, he got a bronze medal. There was a picture of him on the front of the Newsweek. What's up, Bruce Gas? There's a picture of him on the front of the Newsweek holding his baby girl. She was holding him. I said, and they did the article about how he's a young black father. He's gonna started late in boxing. He's gonna try, doing what he do. I'm a father, and obviously, I'm African American. So that touched me so deep, man. And I followed the brother's career until that whole I want to catch a body in the ring. I am a super spiritual guy and all that. You don't play with death. You don't call her out like that. That you don't say, I want to catch a body in the ring. I don't give a shit about when he said he wanted to get pregnant and all that. That's ridiculous. But you don't call out death like that because she will answer you. And she might not answer you directly, but she might take from you someone or something that is close to you. So that's why you don't play with death. Because if you just don't do it. And you notice his career has been going down, down, down ever since that. He's been TKO'd, he's been knocked out cold, he's been defeated. He was up there crying on the platform, on the on the press conference and all that. I heard that these LDBC dudes went to his house and begged him to come back when he really wanted to retire. The man wants to retire. Why else now is he going on the journey to do ayahuasca and all the different stuff like that? Why? Once you take those things, to be honest with you, people say they're mind altering, but that's what the Native Americans took when they went on their spiritual walk. You have to be an incredibly it does if it, I don't care who you are, those things change you because you leave the physical world and go into the spiritual world and you see things that could really blow your mind, man, and change direction of who you are. Mike Tyson did it, and he said it was like facing death. Okay, I went blank for a little bit, but I'm back. I'm back. I don't know what happened. I went blank for a second, but I'm back. Right. So what I was saying was when you take like the ayahuasca, I personally have never taken it, but from what I've heard from a lot of people, yeah, Frankie, I know. It it's a spiritual walk basically, but it hits hard because it hits you hard because we're so used to walking in the physical realm that when something grabs your spirit like that, it really shakes you up. It really a lot of people have compared it to dying. because you have to transition to actually accept it, and then once you transition, it doesn't get that bad. But the point to this whole live is that based on what I'm seeing, I really want the brother to retire, and this is my shout out to him and those so-called, the boys over there that say you was real fans. What's up, Blanco? If you say
Salute,
you real fans and his loved ones, get put them start doing these lives and ask them to retire, man, just out of love. What's up, Frankie?
salute, Troy. Salute, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to tap in with the Wilder thing. I was wondering about
Hmm.
that. Like there was so much hype around him around the Tyson Fury fight that time, and then ever
Hmm.
since that fight, he
Hmm.
kind of got like pushed back. Like I never even understood what happened in that fight. They said that was it something wrong when he got punched in his ear or something? He was like his equilibrium was off. They said like there was drugs
Okay.
involved. There was so many accusations in that fight. It threw me off to even know what really
Well,
happened.
this is what happened. The reality of it is he fought a man that comes from a family of boxers. He's a
Yeah,
gypsy. So
the Gypsy
number one,
Kings.
they're fighters, and then he got into boxing. So he was taught all the fundamentals, but he knew how to fight already. Deontay Wilder really didn't listen to his trainer, so he doesn't have the fundamentals, right? Imagine, okay, I'll give you a better like analogy. You have a real good street basketball player, right? And then he tries to take on someone that's from the NBA,
Yeah, from
but
college. Yeah.
yeah, but because he doesn't have all the fundamentals, he just have all that exciting shit he could do on the street. It doesn't work out well for him. Same
Yeah,
thing with
all that
Wilder
dribbling
here.
is like carry. Yeah, all that dribbling is not it's not legal in the NBA. It's
Mhm.
carries and shit. So you're right. The game changes.
Yeah, also that's what happened with him. And now the other stuff you heard about that he was poisoned and this, that, and the third, that was his camp making that up. None of that
Yeah,
was
they were
true.
saying that Tyson Fury had open glove. He had something in the gloves, and he was open slap. Like they were saying so much stuff that I was like, I kind of went with it for a while, and then I was like, you know what? After I seen his last other two fights, like after that, I said, yeah, this guy was like that was a big boot, with the
Hmm.
costume and the gimmicks, him coming out with the costumes and all that.
Well, let me explain something to you. Before the fight, your gloves get checked. Your gloves get checked, and you choose the gloves that you're going to wear. And you have a boxing commission that watches you. Then they get sealed up. They get sealed up. You get sealed up, and when you go to put them on, they actually have to unseal them. They get, somebody writes their initial on them, then they seal them up, then they have to unseal them. All this is watched by the commission, and 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 your trainer. So Wilder's trainer was in Fury's locker room, and Fury's trainer was in Wilder's locker room, right?
Yep.
So when he was getting his hand wrapped, and they write the initials on the tape, they saw that. And they put the wrap over it. They saw that. And they opened the gloves. They saw that. So I don't know when they had time
But
to
in
do anything
fairness
with the
though,
gloves.
there's been boxing fights where boxers have taken out padding from the gloves, right?
That was years ago when things were different. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Panama Lewis. I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
That guy suffered from brain damage because they what they did was they cut out the padding, so he was getting punched with
That's messed up.
bare fists pretty much.
How didn't they check that? Back then it was
I
different
don't
then,
know
right?
the whole stipulations behind all that, but it can't happen today because the rules are so different. Everything else is so strict. Things
I
back then were
mean,
probably a little bit more laxed, but
it won't
nowadays
happen
the rules
in
are strict.
respectfully. It won't happen in that aspect. It won't happen because there's
Hmm.
a new way now to cheat. Look at the baseball pitchers. They're putting tar pine on it.
That's
There's always a
baseball.
little.
That's
Yeah, what I'm saying.
baseball.
There's always a little one up on a little edge. You know what I mean? There's always a little trick that you could do. That they'll
Well,
tell you,
with
"Oh,
the
do this."
gloves, no, because they're very firm on that. They have people watching. They get sealed and they get taken away and put away until the night of the fight, where you have to when they get unsealed and then they watch the fighter put it on and all that. So other things could happen, but not with the gloves. No, 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 no.
And Wilder's a one punch pony anyway, though. Like he's not really too much to. You don't expect nothing. You waiting for the right. If you like when I watch him, it's mostly like I'm waiting for that right hand to fly. He doesn't do too
Yeah,
much.
but the truth is, brother, if he would have his trainer is Mark Breland. Mark Breland was one of the greatest amateur fighters to come out of Brooklyn, right? And then he went on to be a good welterweight champion. And he went on to, he was good in the pros as well. And he was trained at Kronk Gym, the same gym that created Tommy Hearns, right?
Mhm.
And then Breland trained a man by the name of Vernon Forrest, who went on to beat Shane Mosley twice, right? And he was just sharp. So if he would have actually listened to Breland, Breland was a perfect one that could have taught him how to use that length and use his jab and fire off that right hand, because that was his
Yeah, that
thing.
was his bread bet. That was like your left hook.
Yeah, that was his his thing right there. He was, because Breland was long and lengthy. He had that. When you see him, Breland looked skinny, like he couldn't knock anybody out, but Breland could knock you the hell out with his right hand. Boom.
Doesn't Breland have a son in boxing right now? He got a fight coming up.
I don't know about if Breland has a son fighting. I know his son has been on the podcast when Wilder was talking about how he poisoned him, and his son went around on different podcasts and saying that that's bull. My father didn't do nothing like that, but I don't know if
I'm
he's
gonna
fighting.
check it out. If I'm not mistaken, I think Breland he coaches he coaches his own son. And
Probably, probably.
yeah,
That
well,
wouldn't
this is something
surprise me.
I'm not sure if that's the name, but if I'm not mistaken, I remember the name. So it sounds so
But
like
yeah,
it
but
rings bells.
the truth is, I watched there was an old fighter from I want to say either Barbados or Trinidad, Emil Griffin, right? And back in the day, he was a champion. He was a very good champion. He was gay. He was gay, and I think people knew that. But the guy that he was fighting, he was Latino, and Emil, I believe, spoke Spanish also. So the guy kept calling him a faggot in Spanish, right? He
Wow.
kept calling him that in Spanish. This is before the fight. So once they got in the ring, they got to fight. They got to carrying out their job, and Emil beat him, and the guy died in the ring. And I watched that old video, man, to see that he slumped down in the corner, and you thought he was knocked out, but his body was just like he was just
So
lifeless.
so the guy he accused of being LG beat
Yeah,
him
yeah,
to wow, that's crazy.
yeah. He ended up killing him, but he didn't mean to kill him. It's just that this is what happened. Sugar Ray Robinson had a dream either a month or 2 weeks before he was supposed to fight a guy that he was going to kill him, and he canceled the fight. He canceled it, and then his trainers and handlers said, "Come on, man, it's just a dream." He went in there, and the guy died. The
Wow.
same thing he saw in his dream, and that had a ridiculous effect on him. So I don't want to see nobody die in boxing. I'm a real staunch guy when it comes to Wilder. I have my opinion because the character that he created is Brown's bomber, where he going around saying he want to catch a body and this, that, and the third. That's not the real him. I really don't believe that's the real dude. I think at the core of who he is, he's probably just a good, fun-loving guy and a good father and a good family man. But he
What's
felt he
his
had to be
record?
an
If you
ass.
don't mind me asking, what's his record? His professional record?
Oh, he has over 40 wins. At this point, I think he's 49 and something. I know he's lost twice to Fury, and he lost to Joseph Parker. So I know he has 3 losses and over 40 wins, or maybe over 50 wins at this point. But I know he has over 40 wins. But a lot of those wins are meaningless because they like when he was
I was
coming
gonna
up.
say he's
Yeah.
43 2-1. You can't just say they
Well,
you can't just throw away the whole thing. He's 43 2-1. That's not bad, bro.
no, he lost 3 times.
He got 43 wins, 2 losses, and 1 no contest. So that's what it said on Google.
Yeah, that's not right because he lost to Fury twice and he just lost to Joseph Parker recently. So nah, I will never throw away his accomplishments. I just think that anytime a fighter comes out, he said it in a press conference himself out his own mouth, and you saw it in the Parker fight. He didn't fight with any passion, and then he said it in a press conference. He was like, "I just." He was talking about his fight coming up with Zhang, a fighter named Zhang. And he said, basically, I could die in the ring today. What's up, Euro? I could die in the ring today. Wouldn't matter. I really feel like I just don't have the passion anymore for this fight. That's when you don't fight no more. Now, I was never a pro, but I had that thing in me. Like when y'all laugh when I say that, but I had that thing in me, and I realized that it's most professionals have that thing in them where they like you can't be normal and do this. You can't be what's considered normal by society and do this thing. You really can't. You have to just have that passion and that drive and that monster that says, "This is what I want to do." Right? Okay, yeah, you back on. But yeah, so and he said it out his own mouth. He don't got it no more. And once you say that, you can't turn around the next week and say, "Okay, I found my passion," because you just lying to yourself. And this guy that he's
Well,
fighting,
You
Hmm.
can get it back though. I understand what you
Can
mean,
you?
but because well, if you put it in your mind that you feel like it's done, yeah, you're definitely not gonna be. It's not gonna help you anyway by putting that in the affirmation in your head onto the universe. But you can get it back. I believe that anybody and everybody get a chance to. If he goes back into training hard and listening to what, getting a good coach like you said, and then training and following what he's telling him to do instead of just going out there and doing what he wants to do. Yeah, if he capitalizes again on the fundamentals, I mean the speed won't be there, but the power don't go nowhere really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, I got a phone call while you was on there, but yeah. Listen, brother, you can't. Okay, listen. You could hype yourself up. You can hype yourself up and all that, saying I got it, I got it, I got it. I tell you what proves all that. Once you get hit and hurt, once you get hit and hurt, that will prove to you whether you still got it or not.
Yeah, but that goes for any fight, right? Before any fight
No,
is like that. I
no,
would say that. Yeah, they both
no.
they training for 6 months, right? And it's not about who's the strongest, it's about who trains the most and who applies the training, right? It's about who applies everything they learn.
No,
Remember,
brother. Listen.
you watching videos of how he fought his last 3 fights. Like you
Hmm.
gotta put all that. It's like you gotta. That's it's not just about your physical attributes. You gotta have a mental game too.
Well, here's what I know for a fact. Once I saw the Parker fight, or even the fight prior to that, I knew that boy didn't have the passion no more for it until he said it out his own mouth. But I can tell.
It shows. It
I
shows.
can
No, it
tell.
shows.
I can tell. I mean, listen. You can't listen. You can't stop. Once you stop like that, you can't start it back up. It's like if you drive in your car and all of a sudden you slam it in the park. What do you think is gonna happen when you try to try to start it up again? It ain't gonna work out the same. And we'll find out in this fight because this guy's dangerous and he's mean. He's mean.
Oh,
In the
he lost to
first,
that big Cuban guy, right? Didn't
no,
Wilder lose to that?
huh?
Didn't he lose to that big Cuban guy?
Who's
Some
that?
big dude, right? I don't know. One of them boxers, the Deontay Wilder. Didn't he get beat up by that Cuban guy?
No, you talking about Luis Ortiz? He beat Luis Ortiz twice.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the only one to beat him twice.
Luis Ortiz was a problem too.
Luis Ortiz was
He's like a
made.
slugger, right? He's like a
He was
slugger.
made to be a problem. Here's the problem with that. When you call yourself the boogeyman of the heavyweight and you turn down fights, he turned down a fight with Anthony Joshua for 7 million, turned down a fight for Dillian White for 2.5 million. He turned down another fight by this other guy who I don't remember. And by 4 fights in Joseph Parker, he turned all those 4 fights down. Those were good fights. If you're the boogeyman, no one should come out and say, well, he turned these fights down. Boogeymen don't turn fights down. They don't.
Yeah, that's true. You come up in
So
people's dreams.
yeah, you just, you don't turn no fight down. You do what you listen, you do what you do. If I was boxing, no one would have no stories about me turning down no fights. I don't care win, lose, or draw. You're not gonna want to see me again ever. That's how I came in there. This wasn't my first fight, which was my last fight. And those are the type of fighters I like. They fight with a lot of passion and skill, and they focus. Wilder don't have that. I'm telling you. And Wilder could have been something special with his build and with his God-given gift of one punch knockout. Because you can't train anybody, knock anybody out with one punch. That's what God gives you. You cannot train that. I don't care who you are. I can't train that.
Yeah, some people don't have glass jaws. Some people, take hits different. It's hard to do like that. I don't know. But if you know
Yeah.
the button, they say it's a button. You catch it
Well,
clean with the mouth open. You know what I mean? The jaw down.
I tell you what, Ali said something that I truly believe. He had a different gift. He was never knocked out, right? And he fought Foreman, he fought
That was
Frazier,
crazy. Yeah.
he fought Lyle, he fought Schaefer's. Schaefer's is still the hardest puncher in all of boxing history, right? He's a hard puncher. The reason he said that when he got hit and hurt, his spirit went to this place, and his whole body got numb. He didn't feel anything else until after the fight.
That's
That's why he never.
crazy.
Yeah, that's amazing and crazy because what happens is you don't imagine all the pain he was in after the fight. Imagine that.
Yeah, that's like, but there is a receptor in your brain that you can actually shut off where you become immune to pain in a sense. It's crazy.
Well, that's actually if certain when you in certain programs in the military, they actually prepare you for getting tortured, and what they tell you to do. is to grab onto what's up, Matt Chad? Definitely jump on the panel. The link is in here. What they tell you to do is they tell you to find one of your happiest moments in life and put your spirit in that place and hold on for as long as you can while you're getting
That's
tortured.
that's tough, man.
Yeah,
That's
it is tough. It's
very
doable.
psychological. You have to be mentally strong to do that, you know?
You have to, yeah, you have to pretty much be a madman, just somewhere close to insanity, but close enough where you can still hold on to your sanity. But people have done it where they've lasted for days and days and days while getting tortured, right?
Yeah.
And that's what some boxers are capable of doing. They say, well, I can put it away until after the fight, but you take time off your life for that, especially when you're
And
fighting.
so with
Yeah.
this Wilder thing, real quick, right? Do you think
Mhm.
maybe there's a possibility that he could be beating himself? You know what I mean? Whereas like Joshua and Ruiz, remember Ruiz
Oh,
and yeah,
Anthony.
like you know,
No,
Joshua
not
kind of
not
beat
Anthony.
himself, right?
Andy
Andy
Ruiz.
Ruiz, yeah, he not, you know, he got the belt from him, and that was like
Mm-hmm.
unexpected. That was like a fucking devastating, not devastating, but it was just to shock the world, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's like almost like Joshua beat himself. You know what I mean? It could
Well,
happen mentally.
he did beat himself in a sense because number one, he came in entirely too confident, and I think he just beat himself. You know, because clearly he could have outboxed him and knocked him out, but he chose to go back and forth with a guy that had faster hands with him, and he got caught in the
Yeah.
temple. You don't have any protect. Once this is your reset button. Somebody hits you here, a couple of things are going to happen. You know, you're going to lose your equilibrium. You're going to see three of them. You're not going to be able to see clear. I've heard fighters say that they've been struck blind once they get hit in the temple and they can't. The fight has to stop
Wow,
because they couldn't
that's
see.
crazy. And you got some raging bull coming at you, and you see three of him, or you see, you know, you don't even
Yeah,
see it really. You see blur, and that's crazy because you
yeah,
don't know
you
which
can't
hand to
see.
block.
hmm But Bernard Hopkins fighting a brother from Colombia, and he got hit here, and he said he saw three of them, and it was a split. I think it was either a draw or split decision. And he fought him again, and Bernard beat him. But he said that first fight, he was rough and tough. But to me, as a real fan of boxing, I don't want to see anybody get hurt, man. My godfather, you can go watch this on YouTube. His name is Simon Brown. He fought a fighter by the name of Vincent Pettyway from out of Baltimore. Him and Vincent have history because they came up together in Maryland. So Simon knows about him. He knew about Simon. He knocked Simon out so hard that Simon was still punching when he was on the canvas, knocked out. He was
Damn,
asleep on the
I've
canvas.
seen those. Those are old classic fights, but they still doing. They still
That
boxing
was
and
in
they
the
lay down.
90s. That was in the 90s,
I've
yeah.
seen videos of those, man. I've seen those. The ones that are
It's
brutal, the ones when
scary.
they get hit out the ring. When they get hit
Muscle
out the ring, is
reaction is what it is.
brutal.
Just muscle memory. It's just muscle
Yeah,
memory.
yeah, yeah. It's your nerves. It's basically your nerves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just muscle memory. I don't want this. But at the time, Simon was blind in one eye. He was blind in one eye and all that. And that's why he got caught. And he left his feet. The first thing they teach you in boxing is never leave your feet to throw a punch. So when he went to throw his hook, he leaped up a little bit, and Vincent met him force for force with that right hand. And it was that's all she wrote, right? So, but
Hey, quick question, Troy. Remember yesterday
mm-hmm,
I asked you why punching in the back of the head is like so bad, or not bad, but why it's so dangerous, right?
mm-hmm,
Isn't the back of your head one of the strongest parts of your
no, you
skull?
have you have no padding back there whatsoever. None.
Well, if you punch somebody in the back of their head with your fist, you will break every bone in your hand. Do you know that?
No, that's the front of the head.
No. Okay, probably then. I don't know.
See?
I don't think he's supposed to hit the front or the back. I think that's not
No,
like.
listen. If I meet you, if I see your punch coming and I bring my head down and crash into your fist, you're gonna feel it more than I do.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what I know what you
But
mean.
it's
Yeah.
no feel. You can feel back there. It's no padding back there. It's dangerous. It's
Yeah, no,
dangerous.
I know what you
Yeah.
mean. I've seen people get punched in the back of the head and take it like it was nothing. Like they turn around like, oh, like they didn't really even know what
They
happened.
probably died a few days after that, or probably something happened to them a few
Wow.
days after
God
that.
bless them.
You,
God bless them.
yeah, you don't mess around. I've seen people fight on the street get hit in the back of the head and just fall out.
Well,
You
yeah,
don't.
you're right. People
Yeah,
get hit and then when they land on the concrete, God bless them, you know? That shit is
yeah,
very bad. I want
definitely,
to ask you
definitely.
something. You was talking about ayahuasca earlier, right? I just
hmm
want to know what you was connecting that to, if you don't mind
Oh,
me asking.
Wilder. Okay. Oh, hold on a second. What's up, Matt Chad?
Yo,
Uh,
what's going on? Great conversation, Troy. You know, I'm on the road working. I just had a minute just to stop in to say hi, man. I love it when you go live, and you know, look
mhm.
up that Patrick Cologne with those rabbit punches. He's basically in a vegetable state because of those rabbit punches. And
Who?
Patrick Cologne, you know,
Okay.
you just a recent fighter, not too long ago. You know, he's in bad shape, but you know,
Hmm.
up and coming prospect. But the rabbit punches did him in, and like Troy said, that you got all those nerves in the back of your head. That's why it's very illegal for rabbit punching. And Simon Brown, I remember that right on the canvas. He was still fighting, man. Just you know, muscle memory taking over there. Simon Brown, shout out to your godfather there, Troy, man, a real one. And I just wanted to swing in real quick and say, Jesus, I wish someone would have got Lamar Jackson. What was he, the MVP? Remember we talked about it? Why ain't no one signing this kid? Lamar Jackson, he went on and almost won the Super Bowl. I mean, shout out to Lamar, shout out to Troy Graham, shout out to the panelists there, and shout out to everybody listening in. Troy's great,
Hmm.
great conversation, and I'm listening in, Troy. Thanks a lot, brother. I just wanted to stop in and show my respect.
Oh, that's cool, brother. Thank you, man. I know I haven't heard from you in a minute because I
Salute,
haven't been on,
salute,
but it's good
Chad.
hearing from you.
Salute.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
but
Tuning in. Have a great day, fellas. Have a great day.
all right,
You as
brother.
well. Be safe, man.
But yeah, I forgot what you asked me,
The
brother.
ayahuasca. I was asking how did you
Oh,
connect the
okay.
ayahuasca?
Wilder came out a few weeks after he lost to Joseph Parker. Well, I don't know. I think it was his trainer that said it and said that he took ayahuasca a few months before the fight or a month, and that's why he didn't. That's why he was fighting like he was because he was kind of like still in the daze or whatever. And then
Well,
he comes out after that. Yeah.
that's like that should be really that's crazy too because you know when you
Mhm.
take them kind of cycle those type of things it could take your whole life for a ride. You know, you could end up just dropping everything that
It
you got
does.
going on in that one moment, and just you know, you think that you found an epiphany to a new way. You know, and it's crazy because those like Joe Rogan talks about it a lot with the ayahuasca.
Hmm.
You know, and they do the toad. You know, the back of the poison, the toad, poison toad, or whatever, the poisonous toad. Have you
Yeah,
seen
it's
that?
the toad. It's the toad. That's two different things. I think the
Yeah,
ayahuasca and the
they
toad is
they
two
go.
different things.
Those kind of things take you into a spirit. It kind of like opens up another because you know it's allegedly there's like 11 dimensions to everything, right? I guess you know, and
13.
you know, maybe more. I don't know to give or take, but you get to see a different realm. Like a you know, there's no whereas like time and space doesn't confine you. You know what I mean? On that type of
Well,
trip.
ain't no joke, but at the same time, man, he said that. Then a few weeks later, he said he lost the passion for the fight. In all reality, fighting, and really, he doesn't even want to know if he still wants to fight. That right there, I've been saying for weeks before he even said it. And I don't. I would love to get him on my show, but because of everything I probably said over the years, his people probably went back and told him that nah. But I would love to get him on my show. I'll even go to Alabama to his gym and interview him because
Oh,
I don't fear no
I don't
man.
think he's done though, man. I think that's. I mean, how old is he? First of all, his age and age
He's
what?
30. He's 30 plus. He's close to 40.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know if he had like,
He
and
got
I
other
don't know, it
things.
sounds crazy. If he had 10 losses, if he had eight, three, five, six losses straight, maybe. But I think he can get in there. In order, I'm telling you, sometimes you beat yourself. Like you said, he took the ayahuasca. That trip alone probably had him even questioning whether he wants to still box from that right when he got, you know, into that little place he was at, you
Okay,
know.
well, I tell you what, we'll find out if he beats this monster. Then I'll have to come on here and say I was incorrect. But I don't think this fight's gonna go past 8 rounds, and that's me being generous because this dude slows down. The dude he's fighting slows down after 7, 8 rounds. But you have to get through those 7 rounds, and he comes and he comes and he comes and he hits
What's
hard
his
and he's a
name?
left hander.
What's his name?
His name is Zilly Zhang.
I'm gonna look it up. I like to
Yeah,
learn. I
Z
like
H
to like.
A. Yeah, his last name is ZHA. Well, it's Z and then the word hang.
Okay.
That's how you spell his last name. Just put that in and put boxer, and his whole life story will come up. Yeah, he's a big dude too. He's big. He's a wide body dude. He's a wide body dude. He's not a small heavyweight. He's a plus size heavyweight. He's big.
What do you consider the best weight class in boxing right now? Like to watch, if you like, if you just
Oh,
somebody, if you're somebody want to watch boxing and you're trying to get into it where it's not a long, dragged out jab, hold, clinch, like you want to get into a good weight class that they go at it, hands fly. What would you recommend?
I would say right now you're looking at probably 140. There's a whole bunch of talent right there. But they need to fight each other. There's a whole bunch of talent. 135, 140. There's a lot going on there right now. Every place else is kind of wide open.
I
You
got
got
you.
a brother that's at 122 from Japan. They call him the Monster. His name is Inoue the Monster, right? Uh, I tell you what I like about him because I've never really seen him fight till I saw him fight the other day. He got knocked down real good in one of his fights. The last fight I seen him fight, and he had a look in his eye like, "You done, yeah, you done messed up." I'm sure,
You're
I'm
gonna pay
sure you
for
saw
that.
the movie. What was that movie, Blanco? What was the movie, man? Minister Society.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you know the line from the movie, right?
Yeah, when he gets
You know
caught
you
in the
done
movie
fucked up
in
now,
the
right?
videotape, he's like, "You done effed up." You know you done effed up, right?
Yeah,
You know you done effed up.
that's exactly the look he had in his eye. And the dude that he was fighting never stopped coming at him and never stopped throwing punches. He beat him down. Monster beat him down. It was a straight up fight the whole time. That dude never stopped coming. He dropped him. The dude got up. He dropped him again. He kept coming at him. He never
How do you,
once.
how do you
Yeah.
feel about Errol Spence? You think he's at the end of his line now too? You think you
Errol
know? You think like
Spence.
he's
Errol Spence for years has been killing himself to make 147. Errol Spence walks around at 180. He said that out his own mouth. He walks around at 180. So why the hell did you stay at
he walks
147
around
all
at
that?
180 and he's trying to make 147? That's brutal. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. So he should have been moved up to 154. He's really too small for 160, so he has to settle at 154, and he should be all right there. But I think he got a few more fights in him. But as far as fighting like guys like Crawford, there's really no other guys like Crawford. I mean, he could fight Thurman. He could fight the Thurmans of the world. He could fight. We'll
I
see
like
how.
Keith. I think Keith is a good fight. Keith is a great fighter.
Yeah,
He's all right. He's
and
not crazy, but
yeah, and the cat from Philly in his boots. I mean, he has all the
who
skills now.
Garcia?
No, 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 no. His name is Boots out of Philly. He's another guy that's too big for 147 because he probably walks around at 180 himself, and he's the same height as me. He's 5'11",
That's
6 foot tall.
crazy, dude. To be
Yeah,
180 and cut weight to 147. Jesus.
yeah, yeah. Because hey, it's been a lot of fighters that did that. There was a guy out of England by the name of Kelly Brook, and he walked around at 175, 180, but he was buff. And he came down to 147 to fight till eventually he started hurting himself. He couldn't do it no more.
So
He
let me
couldn't do
ask
it.
you, when they cut weight like that, like somebody who's 180 cutting down to 147, he definitely has to lose a lot of power, right?
No, you don't lose power ever. You lose strength. I mean, because you have to dehydrate yourself and all that. But you don't lose power is power. Power and strength is two different things. You
I
could
don't know.
train.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, it could be
Hold on.
semantics with that too, because it almost sounds the same. Like, the strength is the power you putting into it. You know what I mean? Like, if it makes it's almost like the same thing almost. But I know what you mean. It could be. I don't know. I don't know. I just thought like if you cut that much weight, you don't have as much muscle mass. You don't have as much.
Yeah, you don't have as much muscle
Your
mass with your
body's used to
strength.
a bigger. Your body's big used to a bigger mass. You understand
Yeah,
me?
yeah, with your strength. Kind of like Tank. Tank really, he's a small guy, but he does walk around heavy. From my understanding, he walks around at 160 sometimes.
Yeah, but he's
I,
clean. That dude looks like when he comes to fight, he's clean. Like there's not
now
you
he
could
is.
you can't pinch
Now he
nothing off
is.
him.
But I can guarantee you, he's not coming in. He weighs in. He weighs in at 135 for the fights, but he's not that. He's not that weight when he gets in that ring. He's not 135 when he gets in the ring. He's more like 140 plus, but he's not 135. No, because he rehydrates to like 140 something.
So what
Yeah.
they do the weigh-ins? They do the weigh-ins and then they go and fight the next day, right? Is that how it works?
No, they don't. Yeah, is it the next day or the day after? It might be the next day or the day after. And yeah, you know what? Um, I gotta leave in a few minutes because my bus is
Yeah, I'm
coming to
gonna
me
get
to the
down,
doctor.
Troy. I was
So
just
I'll give
coming
me
up,
some
so
5 more minutes. But yeah,
I'll talk to you,
but
man. If anything, I'll be around. I'm waiting for my son
yeah,
to get home,
man.
so you already know.
This phone, I gotta start doing this on my tablet because my phone never stops ringing every time I get on the
You're a
line.
busy man, busy man.
So, but look, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it
Yeah.
short because
Salute
they're
my
telling
brother.
me my
Salute to
bus is
everybody who
coming in
came
a
up.
few
Everybody
minutes,
in the
right?
chat. Salute, bro.
So we'll come back after I come from my doctor's appointment. I feel like just doing a bunch of shows now, so I really wanted to do
You
shorts. I
got
don't really
great
want to do
topics, man. You bringing up some interesting
Mhm.
topics, and yeah, that's how it is. If you build it, they'll come, right?
Yeah. Okay, there goes Brother Greg real quick. Brother Greg, man, I'm gonna drop the link so you can jump on real quick because I want to talk to this brother. We're gonna do a Brother Greg has his own podcast, but he's been posting stuff on Facebook, and we're gonna do a live later on. Me and his brother right here.
Trust. I see you then.
Yeah.
Trust you later on if anything you know.
All right, brother. Thank you for coming by, man. I appreciate it. Hey, brother Greg, jump on real quick because I gotta go and catch my bus. Yeah, my bus is coming to pick me up, but jump on real quick. There goes the link right above you, brother. Just click the link. I only got a few minutes, so go ahead. I'm gonna start getting. Yeah. So if you click it, I'm gonna step away for a second, Greg. There's a link right there, Greg. There's a link inside the chat. Just click the link. It's right under my name. You see my name, right? You see where it says Troy Graham? There's a link right under my name. Just click that link. It's right there. Yeah. Yeah, the link is in the chat. Matter of fact, here, I'll do you one better. Brother Greg.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, Greg?
Yo, man. Can you hear me?
Brother,
Can you hear me?
listen, I only got a few minutes. I only got a few minutes because my bus is coming, but I definitely want to do a live with you about the tank, the tank and monster later on when I come back from the doctor. All right? Can you hear me? Huh?
I got a lot of interference over here, champ. Like double, you know. I can hear you, but it's got like a lag. It's got like a lag.
It's a lag. Okay, I don't know. Okay, how about now? Is it sound any clearer, or is it still lagging?
I can hear you clearly. It's just that my voice keeps talking over.
Oh, okay. So why don't you go on mute while I'm talking real quick?
Go on mute.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay, there. What I was saying is I only got a few minutes for my bus come, but I definitely want to do a live with you about the tank and the monster situation when I come back from the doctor. All right? Okay, Greg. Did you hear that? You gotta come off mute. You gotta come off mute. You gotta come off mute. You gotta take yourself off mute.
It's just looping, and it's like when you're saying it, it's over and over. I'm off mute now.
Okay, cool. I tell you what, brother. Let me call you back because I gotta jump on this bus and go to the doctor. All right?
What you gotta do? I'll just call you on the phone.
Okay, cool. Okay, Greg. All right, brother. Thank you. All right, brother. Thank you. Yeah. All right. I want to thank everyone for coming out, but I got to jump off and go to the doctor now. Thank y'all. All right.